Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests. Studies show that the first 6 years of a child's life are the most critical. During this time period, we develop our emotional attachments, our attitudes and behaviors, in addition to our language and motor skills. So I thought, well, for a speech that is introducing me, why not focus on my upbringing? Thankfully, my parents gave me some good material to work with. So, at the very least, it should be amusing. Unconventional is one way to describe my parents' approach to life. What was the force that drove my parents to behave in strange and embarrassing ways? I boiled it down to a focus on health. Physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Let's start with physical health. I'll never forget the time my childhood friend Haley came over to play and stayed for dinner. My mom was serving turkey hot dogs on whole wheat buns with a side of unseasoned steamed broccoli. Haley looked at her plate and said, "But I don't like hot dogs." And my mom's response was, "Eat it anyway." "Eat it anyway" was a sort of mantra in our kitchen growing up. From spinach balls to squash pancakes, Mom's creativity with ways to incorporate vegetables was never ending, as was her tolerance for tasteless meals. My family's quest for health led us to the mountains, Black Mountain, North Carolina to be exact. My parents were into homeopathy long before it was hip. The closest homeopathic doctor, Dr. Garvey, practiced in Black Mountain. So we'd pack up the little blue Honda hatchback and drive up to the mountains to visit Dr. Garvey. When we got there, we had to change into these paper robes with little paper footies and sit in a chicken wire cage while Dr. Garvey got out his machine with a little wand on the end and beeped our toes. The number of beeps that the machine gave Dr. Garvey alerted him to the type of remedies that we needed. Remedies were small pellets or liquid form placed under the tongue. So you can imagine the look on my friends or my teachers' faces when I told them about my remedies. Dr. Garvey also told my parents that televisions emitted electronic rays that harmed our brains. So my parents took some chicken wire, covered it in burlap, and hung it on the wall next to my brother's bed, so that the television rays would not harm his brain while he slept at night. When we stayed in hotels, my mom would take the TV, turn it away from the beds, and cover it with a blanket. My parents also told my brother and me that we were allergic to chocolate. We aren't. 2, mental well-being. My brother and I were raised in the Greenville Museum and Library. There was always an emphasis on creativity and learning. To give you an example, when I was 2 years old, I took a crayon, put it against the wall, and walked down the hallway, up and down, all the way down the hallway. My mom took that same crayon and wrote next to the line, "Rebecca, age 2. My brother and I were always encouraged to play outside. We never had a Nintendo or even an Atari. My parents developed a ticket system for television. We could earn a ticket by reading or playing the piano. So if we played the piano for 30 minutes, we could watch TV for 30 minutes. So you can imagine when my friends come over to play, they want to watch TV. "Rebecca, do you have any tickets?" Now, I've saved the best for last. Spiritual well-being. My parents were part of a small Bible study that grew into Mount Zion Christian Fellowship, a charismatic training ministry, a large charismatic church complete with tambourines and dancing in the aisles. The pastor would call out, "What are we?" The people would respond, "A charismatic training ministry." The pastor would say, "What are we doing?" The people would say, "Winning Greenville to win the world! Give Jesus a hand!" My brother and I went to children's church, and one of my favorite stories that my brother tells is how he learned to speak in tongues from a purple dinosaur. The teacher in children's church that morning was dressed in a purple dinosaur costume. So, my brother likes to say that he learned to speak in tongues from Barney. were for me at the time. I have to give credit where credit is due. My childhood was truly enchanting. We prayed together as a family, and our bond of love was so strong. Through their unconventional choices, my parents taught me good habits like reading, eating right, exercising, creativity, prioritizing. But maybe even more than teaching me good habits, they instilled in me the drive to pursue my life with the same boldness, conviction, and passion. Madam Toastmaster?
Wow, I think we can say